7 levels of extreme aircraft. Level 1, death traps. This is where aviation ambition met catastrophic reality. We're not talking about bad pilots or unlucky missions. We're talking about aircraft that were fundamentally broken from the drawing board, machines that killed their own crews faster than any enemy could. The king of disasters sits right here, the VA F7U Cutlass. The Navy marketed it as revolutionary. Pilots called it the gutless Cutlass. This thing was a carrier-based nightmare with engines so weak it could barely maintain flight, handling so unstable that it felt like wrestling a drunk elephant, and a nose landing gear so tall and fragile that carrier landings regularly drove the strut straight up into the cockpit like a guillotine. Over 25% of all Cutlasses built were destroyed in accidents. 4 test pilots dead. 21 naval aviators dead. That's not a fighter jet. That's a flying coffin with a security clearance. Sharing this catastrophic honor are the Yakovlev Yak-38, famous for ejecting pilots without warning, the Brewster F-2A Buffalo that disintegrated under stress, the Heinkel HE-162 that came apart mid-flight, the Bolton Paul Defiant with its defenseless design, the volatile rocket-powered Messerschmitt Me-163 Comet, and early F-104 starfighter variants that earned the nickname Widowmaker. Level 2, flawed fighters. These aircraft had real engineering, legitimate potential, but one critical game-breaking flaw held them back. They weren't disasters, they were disappointments. They did their jobs, survived combat, but demanded absolute perfection from their pilots or they'd kill you anyway. The Hawker Sea Fury represents this tier perfectly. This was the absolute peak of piston engine technology, arriving right as World War II ended. While everyone rushed toward jets, the Sea Fury stayed old school and dominated. Brutally fast, incredibly tough, armed with 4 20mm cannons that shredded everything. But here's the catch. Its massive radial engine dumped so much torque into the airframe that takeoffs were genuinely terrifying. Mishandle the throttle even slightly, and the aircraft could snap roll or torque itself into the deck before you even retracted the landing gear. Naval aviators respected its power, but feared how violently it could turn on them. The Sea Fury shares this space with the Dassault Mirage 3, the innovative Lockheed P-38 Lightning, the tank-like Republic P-47 Thunderbolt, the Pacific Grinder Grumman F-6F Hellcat, and the tricky variable geometry Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-23. Before we climb higher, quick thing. If you're still watching, you're clearly into this kind of chaos. Hit that subscribe button because we've got way more insanity coming your way. Now let's keep going. Level 3, Legends. This is where aircraft become icons. These jets defined entire eras, became symbols nations rallied behind, and earned reputations that time hasn't touched. Ask someone on the street to name a fighter plane and they'll probably name one from this level. Sitting on top is the Supermarine Spitfire, possibly the most beautiful aircraft ever built with its distinctive elliptical wings and that roaring Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. During the Battle of Britain, the Spitfire wasn't just fighting, it was saving a nation from invasion. It became the symbol of resistance against the Luftwaffe. Agile, fast, and absolutely loved by pilots. But what made it special was that elliptical wing. An aerodynamic masterpiece that minimized drag and let the Spitfire turn tighter and fly faster than almost anything else in the sky. The downside? That wing was a nightmare to manufacture, requiring complex curved structures that slowed production. But it was worth every hour. Standing alongside the Spitfire are heavy hitters like the North American F-86 Sabre, the Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-15, the revolutionary Messerschmitt Me-262, the brutal Focke-Wulf FW-190, the agile Douglas A-4 Skyhawk, and the vertical climbing demon, the English Electric Lightning. Level 4, Dominators. These aircraft didn't just participate in wars, they dictated how wars would be fought. They raised the bar so high that every fighter afterward had to measure itself against their achievements. When these planes showed up, the entire dynamic shifted instantly. Leading this tier is the VA F7U Corsair. You might expect the P-51 Mustang here because of its fame escorting bombers to Berlin, but we're looking at pure fighter capability. The Japanese called it Whistling Death. This carrier-based monster had a massive propeller, powerful engine, and those unforgettable inverted gull wings. In dogfights, the Corsair was superior to the Mustang in almost every measurable way. It climbed faster, had better low-altitude speed, and carried devastating firepower. In 1944 evaluations, the performance advantage was undeniable. It didn't just escort bombers, it brutally cleared the skies, claiming an 11-to-1 kill ratio in the Pacific. The Corsair is quite simply the superior champion of the piston engine era. Other legends here include the brute force McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom II, the mass-produced Messerschmitt Bf-109, the ubiquitous Mikoyan Gurevich MiG-21, the strategically vital North American P-51 Mustang, the VSTOL Hawker Harrier, and the early Pacific Dominator, the Mitsubishi A6M0. Level 5, Airmasters. This is where physics gets bent. These machines were built with one purpose: clear the skies of anything else that flies. Specialized killers with advanced radar, beyond visual range missiles, and energy management that makes gravity look negotiable. The king here is the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. The design philosophy was simple and arrogant, not a pound for air to ground. Every inch was built to kill other airplanes. It has engines so powerful it can accelerate while flying straight up. Its combat record is terrifying: 104 wins, 0 losses. In over 40 years of combat, an F-15 has never been shot down by an enemy aircraft. There's a story from the Gulf War where an F-15E scored an air-to-air kill by dropping a laser-guided bomb on a helicopter during takeoff. That's the level of dominance we're talking about. It's the ultimate fourth-generation fighter, a machine that doesn't just participate, it owns the airspace completely. Other Skymasters include the agile Lockheed Martin F-16 Fighting Falcon, the movie star Grumman F-14 Tomcat, the deadly Mikoyan MiG-29 Fulcrum, the modern naval workhorse Boeing F/A-18 Super Hornet, the agile Delta Wing Dassault Mirage 2000, and the Speed King Mikoyan MiG-31 Foxhound. Level 6, Technological Apex. This is the pinnacle of conventional fighter technology, Generation 4.5 and beyond. These jets push aerodynamics to the absolute limit with thrust vectoring and super maneuverability, pulling stunts that shouldn't be possible. Heavily armed, incredibly fast, packed with avionics that bridge the gap to the future. The leader at level 6 is the Dassault Rafale. If you thought the Russian Su-35 was king here because of its spectacular thrust vectoring, you're wrong. Recent conflicts showed that pure showmanship doesn't win modern wars. What wins is sensor fusion, electronic warfare, and true omni-role capability. The Rafale is a French masterpiece designed to do everything: air superiority, ground strike, reconnaissance, even nuclear deterrence. Its secret weapon is the Spectra system, a state-of-the-art electronic warfare suite that simultaneously detects, jams, and deceives enemy radars and missiles, essentially cloaking the jet in confusion. Unlike less advanced rivals, the Rafale's cockpit uses deep sensor fusion, presenting pilots with a single clear, unjammable picture of the battlefield. It has a flawless combat record across multiple theaters, proving it's not just technologically advanced, but supremely reliable and lethal. It's the most complete, capable, and battle-proven 4.5 generation fighter in the world. Other titans here are the kinematic powerhouse Eurofighter Typhoon, the deadly Boeing F-15EX Eagle II missile truck, the agile stealth threat Chengdu J-20, the incredibly smart Saab JAS-39 Gripen, and the highly maneuverable Sukhoi Su-35. Level 7 Sky Demons. This is it. These aircraft utilize stealth, sensor fusion, and artificial intelligence to kill you before you even know you're in a fight. They don't just dominate airspace. They own the electromagnetic spectrum. These are machines that exist in a completely different category from everything else. The leader and the most dangerous aircraft on Earth is the Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor. This plane isn't just a fighter, it's an unfair advantage. The most expensive fighter jet ever built at $350 million per aircraft. That price isn't excessive. It's the cost of achieving perfection in military aviation. The F-22 combines stealth, supercruise capability, and advanced avionics in a way that creates an essentially unbeatable aircraft in air-to-air combat. It's stealthy enough to approach within striking distance undetected. It cruises at supersonic speeds without afterburner, covering ground quickly without burning massive fuel. Its avionics track and target multiple enemies simultaneously while managing threats from every direction. There's simply no other aircraft that combines all these capabilities as effectively. What makes the F-22 truly terrifying is that it doesn't engage in traditional dogfights. It uses stealth to get close, sensors to see the enemy first, and weapons to strike before the enemy knows it's under attack. When conflicts involve F-22s, it's already over before the other side realizes they're in a war. The other gods of the sky include the workhorse Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II, the agile Sukhoi Su-57 Felon, the futuristic BAE Systems Tempest, and the pioneering stealth bomber, the Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk. From death traps to sky demons, aviation has come a long way. If you want more tactical chaos like this, check out our last video on the 7 levels of ultimate snipers. Same format, completely different battlefield. See you next time.